Alright. We're on day 2 of 5.1. Look on page 212 on the top. It says use variables. Do we do page 211 already? Yes, we did. Because you guys put different things in there. Alright, page 212. Use variables to form expressions involving multiplication. Can someone read that for me? A box.
Okay. A box has 12 plums. How many plums are in 2 short boxes?
Okay, so it's got 12 plums, 2 boxes. So that means you got 12 times 2. Pretty easy. Your answer is how many plums?
24.
24. A box has, can someone read that next one? A box has, what? A box has n plums. A, how many plums are in 2 such boxes? So this is A, has n plums, and there's 2 boxes, so it would be 2 times n. Or, if you were paying attention to problem 1 and problem 2, the way they want you to simplify this is just 2n. You can assume that there's multiplication. When you see a number and a letter next to each other, you assume there's multiplication between the 2 of them. So, turn and talk to someone next to you. What is something that you can assume if a number and a letter are next to each other? Go. Okay, when you're good and you feel like you understand what your partner is telling you.
What are we doing right now? What are we talking about?
Kian, we're doing math right now. You should have your math
What
out,
was
not
the
that
question?
Chromebook. What can you assume when a number and a letter are right next to each other? Page 212, Kian. Okay, what can you assume?
That's just going to be 2n, and you assume that the multiplication does it for you.
Yeah, you're assuming that it's multiplication. Alright, and B, Alexis, can you read that? B, I'm asking you to read it. Page 212. You gotta listen to what page we're on if you want to be able to follow along with class.
How many plums are in 3 such boxes?
So 3 times n, which would be simplified as
3n.
3n. So that's the big thing that we're learning from this page right here. Basically, if you see multiplication between the 2 of them, that's how you simplify it. Now, could you also say n2?
No.
You kind of can. You're never going to see that in math. You will always see what first, the number or the letter?
The number.
The number is always going to be first, so do not write the letter first. Even if it is n times 2, or n, sorry, that dot is what the 6th graders on up use for multiplication. N times 7, it's always going to be 7n, or 2n. You're never going to have the letter before the number when you actually work it out. Alright, page 213 then. Write each of the following at least 3 other ways. So it says 4 times k, 4k, which is, this is what your first problem on the assignment was like. 4k can also be 4 times k. What else?
K4 sometimes?
Nope, we don't want k4. You could also say 4 groups of k, or you could say k groups of, and that's how each of those ones work right there. Is that 7 times j? 7j is 7 times j. J groups of s. Sorry, j groups of 7, 7 groups of j, because you just don't know what the number actually is.
So should we do that right now?
No, we're just gonna, those ones, I'm just gonna skip over those ones because I think they're pretty simple. We are, however, going to do this box right here. Can I insert? Yes, I can. Let's go. Nice.
Whoa.
So we see the number of packages. First, let's make it 16. Now we're going to need to make all of them 16 one at a time. Okay, number of stickers. N equals 15 for this one. And the next one, N equals
20.
And then we have 1 package, 4 packages, 7 packages, 10 packages, and 15 packages. And then the number of stickers, say this is N here. So if you've got N stickers, then when N equals 15, you've got 1 times N here. What is this then?
15.
15. For the next one, it's going to be
20.
20. Right here, number of stickers instead of just N, because it's here we said N. It could also be, instead of just N by itself, since there is a 1 in front of it, we could say
1 times n.
Yeah, we could just say 1N. Why do we not need to say 1N? There's already 1N there, so we don't need to put it there. Well, I'll say or 1N. Here, there are 4 of them, so we should put 4N.
Why don't
4N,
have
which is 4N when N is 15 is going to be what? What's the multiplication that you have to do?
Oh, 19.
Nope. Here we did 1, 15 goes in for N. So if 15 goes in for N still, it's going to be 4 blank 15. For what? Multiplying, addition, subtraction?
Times.
4 times N. So 4 times 15, because N is 15, is what? 60. What about right here? This is going to be 4 times N, only now N is what? 20. So 4 times N, or 4 times 20 is
80.
80. What about this one? Instead of 4N, we're going to have?
7.
Yep. And 7 times 15, do we know what that is off the top of our head?
No.
So what do we got to do?
Oh, I know.
What?
We have to do like the sign on the like that.
15 times 7. Yep.
105.
105. And then this one, instead of, it's not 15 times 7, it is?
7 times 7.
No, because N is 20 for this box.
20 times 7.
20 times 7, which is? Say it out loud if you know it.
140.
140.
140. Then here, instead of 7N, we have
10.
10,
N.
10N. 10 times N is 15 here, is 10 times 15 is
Is 150.
150. Then here
200.
is 10 times 20, which is
200.
200. Here, instead of 10N, it becomes
15.
15 times 15. You guys know what that is? Okay, well, you would have to do it. I'll do it for you. It's 225, because I know that one. 15 times 20. You guys should know this one, though.
300.
300. It's 15 times 2. Remember, 20 can be split into 2 times 10. 15 times 2 is 30. 30 times 10 is 300. So that's how you would do that one. Go over to page 214. Oh, let's left this with me. Left this behind me. Use a variable form to form expressions involving division. A carton. Can someone read that for me? Cesar?
Carton has 6 juice boxes. The boxes are put into 2 equal groups. How many boxes are in each
So 6 into 2 equal groups, what's that? It's not multiplication, it's not subtraction. They're divided into 2 different groups. There it is, division. 6 divided by 2. Are you done with the whole test? Wow, it was way faster than anybody else did it. Hope that means it went really well. Is 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we do the same thing here, but it looks a little different. Underneath that, a carton has M juice boxes. If the juice box is already put into 2 different groups, how many boxes are there? So instead of, before we had 6 juice boxes divided by 2, how many juice boxes do we have now? M. And they're still divided into 2 different groups. M divided by 2. When we had, if it would have been M times 2, we would have simplified it to 2M. What do you think it is here? What do we simplify M divided by 2 to? I said 2. Nope, because 2M is multiplication. This is division. Yeah?
M2.
M2, that's still multiplication.
It is?
Yep. Because remember, anytime we said it earlier, anytime you have a number and a variable, you assume what is in between them? Multiplication. So it's not M2. It looks just like this almost. M divided by 2. M over 2. That's the only difference. Yeah? That's fine. It won't die. Yes, your beloved fractions. B. Isabella, can you read that? Where's your book?
It's in my desk.
Why did you not take your book out for math class?
I just noticed that when she said it.
Bummer. Yeah?
If the juice boxes are put into 3 equal groups, how many boxes are in each group?
Okay, what do we do? It's no longer M divided into 2 different groups, it's M divided into
3.
which simplifies to what?
M over 3. How is it a fraction?
How is that a fraction?
Yeah.
Well,
What
if
if
I
it-
had 8 divided by 3, well that's 8 equals 3, that doesn't make any sense. If I had 8 divided by 3, I can simplify that to 8 over 3, yes? It works the same way.
What if M is 155?
Well, then we would do 155 divided by 3 and work it out during long division, but we don't know what M is right now. Just like right here, you wouldn't leave 8 over 3 as your final answer, would you?
No.
What would you do?
You'll you'll divide it, I think, no.
Yeah, you would actually divide it, do long division, and get what your answer is. You're gonna do the same thing here, but since you don't know what M is, you just put M over 3, and then later on, if they tell you what it is, then you can stick that into it. So if they tell you M is 155, then you would do 155 divided by 3, 155 divided by 3, do the long division, get your answer. But you're not told any of that yet, so you can't do that, so you have to leave it with what you do know, which is that M is divided by 3.
How would you get the real answer?
Well, when they give you what M is, then you would actually do the division.
They just give it to you?
Well, they don't in this one, but sometimes they will. But what they want, basically what they want you to get used to, 6th graders, we're not talking. One of us is not done with their test, and he doesn't need any distraction from the rest of you. That includes you too. If you can keep the hat as long as you're actually working on your test. Right now, it doesn't seem like you're working on your test. All right, so if we look at guided practice on the next page, 215. This table's gonna need to be a little bigger. 6 by 4. Top thing is written in. So number of kids. Can someone read that top word for us? A packet of M pretzel. David, go for it.
A
packet of M pretzel sticks is to be shared equally among some children. Find the number of pretzel sticks each child gets in terms of M. Then find the number of pretzel sticks for the given values of M.
Okay, so we're given all those different values. We're trying to figure out. So first of all, how many kids do we have? The first one says 1. What's the next one say?
3,
Next.
6,
Next.
8, 12.
Okay, so if there's one kid, how many pretzel sticks does each kid get? M. Or M or
24.
A 1M.
or 1M. So 1 times M,
24.
M is, yes. M is 24.
It's just M.
we're reading something wrong. Before we were doing multiplication, now we are doing.
Division.
So what does the M represent? It doesn't represent how many pretzel sticks each kid gets.
24 over 3.
24 over 3?
Sure.
No.
No, it's M over 1.
No, it's M over
It represents the number of kids sharing the pretzel sticks. So this is M, but this over here would be M.
Over 3.
M divided by 3. The next one would be M
Divided by 6.
divided by 6, because you have in this case you have 24 total pretzel sticks. This case you have 48 total pretzel sticks. So you're trying to say how many pretzel sticks each kid gets. Here it is M over
8.
and the next one
M over
M over 12.
M divided by 12. So if you have, and this would be, if you were doing division, it would be M divided by
1.
M divided by 1, which is the same thing as 1M still, or just the same thing as M, because any number divided by 1 is
1. Is
No,
the same number.
is the same number. So you can just leave it the way that it is. So 24 divided by 1 is,
24.
what about, well, let's do all the 24s first. 24 divided by 3,
What?
8. 24 divided by 6,
4.
24 divided by 8,
3.
24 divided by
Two.
12.
2.
So basically what that tells us, if there's one kid, he gets all 24. If there's 3 kids, they each get 8. If there's 6 kids, they each get 4. If there's 8 kids, they each get 3. If there's 12 kids, they each get 2. Which makes sense. Alright, 48 now. We need to do 48 what?
Divided by 3.
Yep.
Divided
No.
by 1.
48 divided by 1, which
48.
is
48.
48. Man, I would love to be that kid. Now it is 48.
6.
No, 48 divided by
48 divided by 3.
3. What's 48 divided by 3?
6.
Nope.
7.
3 times 7 is 21.
16.
Yes, 16. Nicely done. How can you do that in your head? You can split it into 2 numbers that you already know. What is a big number that 3 goes into? Nope. A nice even big number that it goes into.
6.
24.
What is a big number that it goes into? It goes into 10 times.
30.
30. So it goes into 30 10 times. You have 18 left over. You know that 3 goes into 18 6 times. And so that you can add the 6 and the 10 together. That gets 16. Yes, David?
This is how I did it. I just doubled the number. Because if you double the number, then that's what it equals.
Oh, because this, you went from here to here, went doubling the number, so everything else is going to be doubled, you're saying?
Yes.
Yep, but you're not, let's say that in the future, you're not even told this in the first place, you have to be able to do this by yourself without being given something previously. Now, you did get kind of lucky that this was double this, but if this is not double this, then it's not going to work out that same way. Alright, 48 divided by 6 is 8. 48 divided by 8 is 6. 48 divided by 12 is 4, and it's going to keep on going that way. Alright, 17, can someone read that one for us? Isabella, where is your book for the second time? Carter.
Find the expression that belongs to each box in terms of P. For each circle Alright, find the value of the expression in the box next to it. So P equals 6.
Okay, so they have P times 1 equals P
P1.
plus 7 equals just P plus 7. But then they said when P equals 6. So if P equals 6, we can do 6 plus 7 equals 13. So I want you guys to take 2 minutes, try to do each of those yourself the same kind of way. You start off with the first thing, then the next, and then you have this. Then they're going to tell you what the value of the variable is, and then you figure out what that final thing is. Give you guys 2 minutes to do that.
Wait, do we have to do that one also?
Nope, I just did it for you. Gave everyone instructions to do that. Then you should have been asking questions when I was teaching it the last 5 minutes. Right here, 6 plus 7, you're filling, put 6 in for P, 6 plus 7, 13. So you do the same thing for the next one. 3 times P, so 3 times P. Then you have 3 times P minus 8. And then, yes you do, you find it out at the end. So you have to put the first thing in there first, 3 times P, and then minus 8, and then put the 6 in there. So you put 6, 3 times 6, whatever that is, minus 8.
Can't do the balance wrong.
Well, it's too late now. I already gave you guys 2 minutes. Hey guys,
Do the balance.
this cannot work. You cannot expect to be successful in math class if I'm going to give you instructions and at the end of my 2 minutes I give you time to work on it, then you're like, I don't know how to do this. I need questions immediately. I need questions while I am teaching it. So, on there, for the next one, it says 3 times P. What is 3 times P simplified to?
3P.
3P. And then what's the next thing they tell you to do? Jordy? Minus 8. Okay, do you know what this is? 3P minus 8. Do you know what the value of that is? Do you know what it is right away?
5.
No. You can't do 8 minus 3 because this is a P and this is an 8. That's like saying, hey, I've got 3 groups of ducks and then take 8 ducks away. Okay, do you have 5 ducks? No, because you don't know how many groups of ducks, you don't know how many ducks you had in the first place. So until you know what P is, you can't subtract 8 off of it. So you need to figure out what P is first. Do they tell you what P is? Yes, what's P? 7. So then I replace it. 3 times 7.
It's
21.
It's 7 or 6?
It's 6. Every single one is 6.
Oh, okay. Well, if everyone is 6, that makes this way easier.
18.
3 times 6 minus 8. What comes first? Subtraction or multiplication?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. 3 times 6 is
18.
18. 18 minus 8 is
10.
10. That one's done. Then you go on and do the next one. What's the next one say?
3 times P,
No, it doesn't.
then blank minus
No.
No, that was the one we just did.
No, it's P plus 4 divided by 2.
P plus 4. And all of that divided by 2. What's P?
6.
6. 6 plus 4 divided by 2. What do we do first?
Divided by, so it would be 3
We do not do division first here, actually. Why do we not do division first? Because usually we would do division first. Why do we not do it first here? Yep.
because usually the simple part.
Nope. Because we have to do what's on the top first. What's on the top first always comes first. If it would be 6 divided by 2 plus 4, then you would do division first, obviously. But that's not what you have. It is 6 divided by 4 on the top, and whatever that is, divided by 2. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 over 2 is
2.
5. What's the next one say? Jordy?
P divided by 2.
Add 2.
And then add 2.
Okay, what's P?
6.
6.
So I have 6 divided by 2 plus 2. What's 6 divided by 2?
Wait, you don't do that first.
Why don't I do division first?
Because you're supposed to do the stuff on top.
I did. P is the only thing on top in this case.
Yeah, but then 6 is on top, so then you do 6 plus 2 and then divide by 2.
2 is not, this is the difference right here. Look, both of these are on top here. This is the only thing on top here. There's a difference. Here you had, the problem said 6 plus 4 and all that divided by 2. Here this said 6 divided by 2 and then it said add 2. You need to pay attention to what